Hello everybody, in this one let's take a look at rewriting summation notation by changing the index. It's a bit of a tricky thing for some people, so let's look at some examples of how that works. Imagine we have the summation here, say from n equals 0 to 3, even make it 2 for the sake of simplicity, and imagine that it's x to the n. Let's write out a few terms. This will help us to understand how to rewrite the summation then, beginning say from a different value of n and ending in a different value of n. So here what this means is the following, that we have when n equals 0. So n equals 0, that means I will have x to the 0 plus, when n equals 1, I'm going to have x to the first and then plus, and when n equals 2, I'm going to have x squared. Let's clean this up a tiny amount. So I'm going to have here x to the 0 basically is 1. So I'm going to say 1 plus x squared. So this is the important part. Whatever we do in the end has to produce the same three terms. In other words, a 1, an x to the first, and an x squared. So let's take a look. So now imagine I want to change this on the bottom. It begins at 1, and in the top it has to end at a different value. So if on the bottom you want a 1 in that position, that's like adding 1, which means up top you also have to add 1. So it's going to go from 1 to 3 in that case. So let's see that in practice. I'm going to have summation notation, n goes from 1 to 3. I've increased the bottom and the top by 1 each. And then here I have to be really careful. Some of you might remember something called function transformations, perhaps from algebra. And you might remember that when you shift something to the right, you do a minus. When you shift it to the left, you do a plus. The opposite of what you might expect. So that applies here. It's exactly the same reasoning. Since I added 1 to the bottom n and I added 1 to the top stopping value, that means over here in the exponent, I also have to now be very careful and not add 1 but subtract 1. So it's the opposite. So in other words, here I'm going to put n minus 1. Let's check that these are equivalent. That means that term by term, this new one has to generate the same terms as the one above. So first of all, now when n has the value 1, I will have x to the 1 minus 1. Then I will have, when n has the value 2, x to the 2 minus 1. And then when an n has the value 3, I will have, you gotta add because that's what summation means, x to the 3 minus 1. If you just work this out, this is x to the 0 plus x to the first plus x squared. And as you can see, once you clean that up, this is 1 plus x squared. So in other words, it's telling us the following, that this term is present here. It's telling us that the x is present here and the x squared is present here. So this is telling us that when you change the bottom here and the top by, for example, increasing them, this has to be, so to speak, moved in the opposite direction. In other words, you got to subtract 1. This is logically equivalent, let me stress this point, to doing function transformations. And when you move right, you do a minus. When you move left, you do a plus. It's the same concept. Let's do one more of these for practice. So imagine that we have, for example, here a summation of x to the n. And imagine n goes from 0 to 2. So when I write this out, I've done this one before. Again, this will be 1 plus x squared once you simplify everything. So now imagine that I want to rewrite this, but I want, because I feel like it, the n on the bottom to begin at negative 1. In other words, I'm going to take whatever this is and I'm going to subtract 1 from it. If I'm going to modify the bottom starting index value, I got to also modify the stopping index value across the top, so everything stays consistent. So here, for that reason, take a look. I'm going to put n equals negative 1 on the bottom, which means across the top, I'm going to do 2 minus 1, which is 1, which means over here, here's the key step, you put n plus 1, the opposite of what you think. So what I mean again is, because here I did minus 1, here I'm going to do the opposite, which is plus 1. Take a look. If I write out the terms, I'm going to have x, when n has the value negative 1, I will have x to the negative 1 plus 1. Plus, when n has the value 0, x to the 0 plus 1. Plus, when n has the value 1, I will have x to the 1 plus 1. Simplify these, so this is x to the 0 plus x to the first plus x squared, which is 1 plus x squared, which means, as before, that this matches this one, this matches this one, and then this matches this one. So these are some of the things to consider when you're changing indexes and summation symbols. Thanks so much for watching. I hope it's been helpful, truly helpful. Please leave a like. I'll see you in another video.